Let's do it here, because he doesn't like to sit, he prefers to stand. So I'll have him practice standing. When practicing standing, have you seen the Vajra stance that we shared in the group? Come on, turn around. Let me see. Yes, like this. In this position, inhale. Let me tell you, dual sim, dual standby is best suited for the Vajra stance. If one side is blocked, when you inhale, you're taking more air on the right side and less on the left. When you do the bumping movement, the contact on both sides is different, and it's easy for you to cause a thoracic vertebra misalignment. Hey, who told you to exhale? If you exhale every time you bump, then it's pointless. Put your hands down, take a full breath, and you can hold it in while doing the movement. Good leg, step a little forward. Okay, stop. Move your left foot a bit forward and your right foot a bit back. Then try bumping again. Let me explain to everyone. The left leg is shorter and the right leg is longer. So when standing, the pelvis is tilted and the spine above is also misaligned. By having the left leg move forward and the right leg move back, I'm actually helping to level things out. Most people do it the opposite way. Most people try to balance it the other way around. But what I'm doing now is, since normally the weight is on the left side, by moving the left foot a bit forward, I'm shifting the weight more to the right. This way, the thoracic spine will be under more balance pressure, at least temporarily. All right, hold your breath and walk. 19, 87, 6, May 4th, 3, 2, 1. Okay, come back. In order to distinguish whether the improvement in his shoulder area restriction comes from the diamond pose or from practicing in a squat, I need to first measure the angle of his shoulder area. Gotta be rigorous, right? Otherwise, how would I know which method actually worked? If he's still restricted like this, it means that even after doing the diamond pose, his breathing still hasn't improved, right? Then after practicing the second exercise, I can prove that it's the second movement that helped. If, on the other hand, he's better right after the diamond pose if his shoulder flexion improves, then it means his scapula is fitting better with his rib cage. So if the spacing improves, I need to check whether his Ober's test is better. If the Ober's test isn't better, I'll have him keep practicing this while squatting. Let's take a look. Right now, I'm basically guiding you through a real life scenario and you encounter a client like this. How do you help them adjust their supine position? Okay, press down on his ribs and go tuck in this side. There's some improvement, but it still hasn't gone down, right? Come over here, wait a moment. Okay, get up. Is it still restricted on both sides? All right, come back. There's been some improvement, right? Good. Now squat down again, and I'll see if after he finishes the impact, his resting heart rate can go down. So if you understand the principles, you'll be able to follow every step of my process. Otherwise, if you're just sitting in on my personal training session without understanding these principles, even if you use a magnifying glass, you still won't get it. Why is he squatting for a bit, then doing some impact, then squatting again? What's going on here? You won't understand. And you might say, this guy charges 10,000 yuan for some mysterious fitness method. I have to constantly monitor its changes. While I'm working, if I don't even know what his heart rate is, that's not good for you. Now, just take a deep breath in and out. Very good. Now, the lowest is 77. Just now, it never dropped below 80, right? Finally, it's gone below 80, which means the thoracic spine and ribs in the back have opened up a bit. Let's see if we can get it even lower than 77. Your blood oxygen saturation just dropped. Second, don't hold your breath after exhaling. Just breathe normally. See, now it's back up. Whenever you hold your breath, I can see it. In other words, when you hold your breath, you're adding extra external interference. Don't think you're being clever and helping out because you'll actually be holding things back. Good, 76. Straighten your right leg a bit more and hold your left leg with both hands. Let me see. When he holds his left leg with both hands, his lowest heart rate is 85. When he holds both legs, it's 76. So even though you're eager to train his left side to bear weight, may I ask, is he suitable for this right now? He's not suitable, so you can't progress him too quickly. If you advance too fast, it won't be effective. So bring your right leg back in again. Then place it slightly in front of the left leg, right? Because when his right leg is straight and he's only using the left ischium for better support, his heart rate just can't go down. In fact, it actually goes up. So if you don't have these machines, you really have no way to accurately quantify which movement is more suitable for this member. You don't have a standard, so you can only try things out. You can also ask the member about their subjective feelings, but a lot of the time, the feedback members give you isn't accurate, so it can mislead you. And as a result, the overall training effectiveness for the member will be greatly reduced. Now, I'll lower the standard for you. As long as you can reach 72 in this position, as long as you can reach your normal resting heart rate when sitting in the chair, that's already considered passing because I don't have too much time to keep waiting for you. Forget it. I won't say more because whenever I talk, his heart rate shoots up to over 90. He gets anxious. Yes, because his sympathetic nervous system gets excited. He's easily affected by external distractions. So what am I training him on right now? I'm having him ground himself, sit with his sit bones on the floor and see if he can connect with the ground and activate his pelvic floor muscles. Right now, the lowest he can get is 75. All right, now it's 74. Do you still remember what his heart rate was when he first sat on the floor? It was 80. So now he's brought it down by 6, which is already much better than when he first sat down. If I wait a bit longer, I could probably get him down to 72 or even lower, but I don't have that much time to wait for him. When he first sat down, when he was sitting on the chair, his heart rate was 72. But when he sat on the floor, it was 80, and he just couldn't get it below 80. So I had him do the Vajra bouncing exercise, and after he finished, what happened? Now, his heart rate is 74, so it's dropped by 6, which is good. All right, let's continue. After hitting the wall, he's doing a bit better than right after he finished the exercise, but whether he's completely back to normal, I'm not sure. Still, he's definitely better than he was right after the exercise. Let's keep pressing down on this side. 123, start. Is it any better? But if we really want his heart rate to go down, what should it be? 67. If his heart rate drops to 67 and comes back, then we still need to keep pressing down here, pressing on his rib. Is it any better? Yes. So when you practice on your own, if it gets down to 67, it might be able to lift up. Because I can't have 1,000 students all waiting for just this one, but I've shown you the entire logic, thought process, and the whole procedure. This is how you do it. Also, do you remember that it was bilateral Ober's test double positive? Now let's see if there's any improvement in its Ober's test. Then position it correctly. Next, stabilize this iliac bone, then pull on this hip joint, align it in a straight line, and then lower it down. Is there any improvement? Although it hasn't gone all the way down, there is some improvement. Now let's check the other side. Is there any improvement? Yes, okay. Then when you practice on your own, squat down and see if you can reach level 60. If you can reach 67, I can basically guarantee that your shoulder area will be normal and you won't need any stretching or additional training. And then his Ober's test will also gradually get better and better. Is there anything else we need to check? After finishing this practice, in order to help him maintain the results, I need to proceed with his muscle training. But this is just the first step before training. If he can't do this, then the more you train, the more inhibited he'll become. Does he understand? All right. Next, you need to adjust according to your own situation and your partner's situation. How do you choose which movement to do? If it's a case of a dominant side, then which hand should be holding the leg, which hand should be in front, and which hand should be striking down? Should the left hand be hanging down, or should the left hand be holding the leg? For people with a dominant left side, the left hand should be holding the knee. The right hand hangs down. If it's a double support situation, both hands should be holding the knees. If it's a dominant side and you want to adjust it to the left side so it can bear weight, which leg should you extend a bit? Yes, you should extend the right leg a bit. But if you extend it and the heart rate suddenly stays high, what should you do? Then you bring it back. If extending it makes the heart rate drop even lower, that's the best outcome. If he's squatting there and his heart rate just won't go down no matter what, you can try having him bump a little. But when bumping, it's best to do it in the double support position. Bump in the double support position. Bumping like this is more effective, understand? Okay, now I'll give you some time to practice and try it out. After practicing, check his shoulder area again, test his O'Brien's test again, and check his shoulder internal rotation and all those things.